The original Lap 3 mod for Pizza Tower was one of the greatest mods I've ever played. The adrenaline I experienced every time I went through that portal and Pillar John's Revenge began blasting into my ears was unparalleled at the time, and the gameplay loop of escaping Pizzaface somehow never got any less exhilarating even after the dozens of hours it took me to beat every level. Since then, many more lapping mods have released, and although most of them add more challenges and additional laps, I've yet to see anyone match the perfect simple fun of Lap 3. However, going as far back as 2023, there were hints showing that a continuation of the Lap 3 mod was possibly being worked on, and just recently those rumors were proven true when a trailer was dropped for Lap 3 Deluxe. This mod is a complete remake of Lap 3 for the latest version of Pizza Tower, with new visuals, features, and a plethora of secrets to discover. In this video, I'm gonna go through the entire mod, showcasing the gameplay as well as the many unique additions it has to offer. Also, before we start, recording, scripting, and editing this video took an unspeakable amount of time, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. With that being said, let's go ahead and start by diving into the most important part of the mod, the Lap 3s. Alright, so I'm sure 99% of you watching this video already know what Lap 3 is, but for the remaining 1%, here's a quick summary. The original Lap 3 mod added a third lap to every level in Pizza Tower, with a portal teleporting you to the start of the escape sequence and instantly spawning a mysterious entity named Pizzaface. Pizzaface is an enemy that chases you at a constant speed and will home straight into your location regardless of walls or any other obstacles in his way. If he touches you at all, you have to restart the entire level, so your goal during Lap 3 is simple: don't get caught. Lap 3 Deluxe doesn't do too much to change these core concepts from the original mod, but it does add a few refinements to make the experience a bit better. Probably the largest change from the original mod is the fact that everything is now on the latest version of Pizza Tower, meaning that you can now lap every level as both Peppino and the Noise. The devs of course had to account for this by making some adjustments to the level design in certain levels, but overall the Noise fits seamlessly into this mod and is an absolute blast to play. You can also play in swap mode if you want, but there aren't any new features, so it basically just plays as normal Lap 3 with character swapping. If you end up getting caught by Pizzaface, both players still die, so trying to play Lap 3 with friends ends up being simultaneously more and less fun than normal Lap 3. The one benefit I found for playing with swap mode is that all progress still counts towards your Noise save files, including collectibles and medals, so if you're better at lapping with Peppino than the Noise, you could technically just complete Lap 3s on both save files as him, although that kinda defeats the purpose of having the Noise save file in the first place, but whatever. Another key element of progression that this mod adds is Lap 3 medals. The original mod also had these, but there was only one kind and it was just awarded for beating a Lap 3 with any rank. There's now a unique colored medal for every rank you can get on a level, although it's honestly way harder to get anything below an A rank than it is to get a P rank with the extra Lap 3 points. However, undoubtedly the most noticeable upgrade in the entire mod is the genuinely amazing new soundtrack. The Lap 3 Deluxe team managed to bring on Vozaxi, the original composer of Pillar John's Revenge, to do the soundtrack, and I honestly can't even put into words how good every single song on this OST is. A few of the highlights include the new Noise Lap 3 song, which is probably my favorite out of all of them, and the new remix of Pillar John's Revenge, but they have some very stiff competition and I genuinely don't think there's a single bad song in here. I'll be playing many of the songs throughout this video, and I highly recommend you check them all out on your own through the link in the description. Anyways, with the base lapping experience out of the way, I think it's about time we cover some of the unique features this mod adds. The first major addition this mod provides can be found in the form of this shed located on each floor of the hub world. Pressing up on the door, we're shown this frankly beautiful title card before being dropped into a small room. Looking around the room, we can see either Gustavo or Noisette in casual clothes, and the shed itself is decorated differently to suit each character's style. There's also a mysterious locked door near the entrance of the room, but you'll have to wait until a little later in the video to see what that's all about. For now, let's just select a level and hop into the pizza portal on the far side of the room. Welcome to Practice Mode, Lap 3 Deluxe's answer for me being bad at video games. This mode is meant to help you figure out routes for levels and build up muscle memory in preparation for the real Lap 3s. The first thing you'll likely notice here is that you're not actually being chased by Pizzaface, but instead a mechanical version of him called Plasterface. This guy functions pretty much exactly the same as Pizzaface, except for the fact that if he catches you, he'll simply teleport you to the start of the current room instead of killing you. I honestly love this feature because I typically like to try out a wide variety of strats on each level, and it's kinda hard to do that when I'm constantly being sent to the start of the lap or level every time I die. Most lap 3s only have 1 or 2 choke points that make up most of the level's difficulty, so having the option of grinding those specific points until they become consistent is truly game changing and makes many of the more annoying levels actually fun to play. Aside from the new Pizzaface, each level also has been altered to have most enemies and obstacles removed as if you had cleared them out in earlier laps, which gives you access to a much wider variety of strategies and routes. I do sort of wish there was a feature that enabled clocks in the combo meter so you can make sure your strategies work with a P rank, but maybe that could be added in a future update or something. Either way, practice mode is so much better than the slamming your head into a brick wall style of approach that the original Lap 3 mod required you to take with levels, and I very much appreciate its inclusion. Hey, what's that mysterious looking object over there? It almost looks like a key? These are keys, and they're a brand new collectible located exclusively in Lap 3. There's one in each of the 19 main levels, and collecting all of them is required to access the mod's secret final boss. Each key is hidden in a spot that's usually visible from the main path, but requires you to take a detour and go out of your way to grab it. There are 3 main types of key hiding spots that I noticed, and I've identified all of them in order to help you all find your own keys. The first type of key is something that I would like to call I've literally never set foot into this area and now I have to complete it with Pizzaface chasing me. This one refers to keys that are in locations that I barely even visited while playing casually, much less during Lap 3, and Oregano Desert is a prime example. This key can just barely be seen when dropping down off of this cliff, but if you are a normal player you may not even know how to get into this room where it's located. See, most people would just run straight through this room, maybe making a stop by the Pizza Mart before taking the exit to the right. However, if you slide through the small gap to the left of the Pizza Mart, you'll find an extremely obscure section where you have to use a hot wing to break a TNT block and jump over some cows before the path explodes. Your reward for doing this is 2 measly big toppins, so there's really no reason to go in this place even if you're going for a P rank. Since the key is now located at the end of this section, this area now requires you to go through it twice, once on an earlier lap to clear the path forward and then again on lap 3 to grab the key. Another type of key that a lot of levels have is something that I call McPig probably should have blocked this area off with pillar blocks, but since he didn't, let's put a key here. Take Gnome Forest for example. The key is located in this narrow winding passageway which is part of the main path at the beginning of the level. There's normally literally no reason to enter this area during the escape sequence unless you forgot to get the treasure or something, so you'll once again have to figure out a way to navigate this obscure section quickly. Luckily, when I did my Pizzaface always chases you video, I actually played through the entire level with Pizzaface spawned, including this room, so I just kinda replicated what I did in that video and it worked. The final type of key that I noticed in a couple of levels is something that I lovingly refer to as oops, I messed up. Oh wait, there's a key here. These are basically keys that can be found in places that a lot of players may accidentally go to due to a mistake or messing up a certain strat on lap 3. To explain what I mean, let's look at the Pizzascape key. This level's key is located in the second room floating in the small overhang. Since my strategy for beating this level involves a decently precise dive into a drift, a common mistake I would always make was missing the drift and ending up under this overhang where I would usually die shortly after. This created a pretty interesting situation, as in order to collect this key I would basically intentionally have to recreate this mistake and then find a way to escape it without dying. My solution ended up being pretty simple, just requiring a simple uppercut to lure Pizzaface upward while grabbing the key, after which I was able to slip back to the main path. I won't spoil all the key locations here, as I think that figuring out strategies for collecting them is one of the best parts of the mod, but hopefully these 3 categories of hiding spots will at least help you all with your very own key scavenger hunts. Anyways, now that we've talked about the keys, we can go ahead and see what they unlock, but before that, I think we should check out some of the changes the mod makes to the main levels, and to do that, there's no better place to look than floor 5. The first 4 floors worth of levels are pretty much just standard lap 3 with the additional challenge of the keys, but once you get to floor 5, things start heating up a bit. Every level from this point on has something very special added to it, and the levels on this floor in particular have one shared feature that I think is extremely cool. In each of the 4-5 levels, Pizzaface has been given a unique costume that fits with the level's theming, and they all look amazing. Starting out with Pizza Scare, you'll find that Pizzaface has now donned a vampire costume with the classic fangs, hair, and cape to go along with it. His nose has even been replaced with a clove of garlic, which doesn't actually make sense if you think about it because vampires are supposed to hate garlic, but I guess it's just a costume so I can let it slide. Moving on to Don't Make a Sound, this costume, well, I think I'll just let you see for yourself. Oh god, what is that thing? Oh my god. Oh god, that is terrible. Get me out of here. Nope. Oh Jesus, bro. That is terrifying. Yeah, so in this level, Pizzaface turns into a fully rendered 3D animatronic, complete with custom animations and a unique death scene that plays at the end of the level. You also do not want to get caught by this guy, as he'll jump scare you with an animated jump scare that's reminiscent of the ones that used to belong to the Top and monsters before they were replaced with PNGs. This Pizzaface model, as well as all of the animations, were actually created by the mod's composer Vazaxi, so the same person responsible for the insanely good soundtrack is also responsible for my nightmares for the next week. Before we move on, I also want to mention that this level's main background as well as most of the background elements completely change on lap 3 to reference 2 new characters going by the name of Pizza Man and Pizza Jr. I don't know why this is here or what it means, but I think we should get out of here before something scary happens. Moving on to the final main level, War features Pizzaface in full military gear with a bucket helmet covering his eyes and a big ol' cigar sticking out of his mouth. However, probably my favorite new addition to this level is what happens to the music when you reach lap 3. As soon as you enter the portal, the normal version of 1000 Mars that's been playing throughout the level is immediately replaced by Richard EB's metal cover, and when I tell you it goes hard, I mean it. I can't play the song here for copyright reasons, but I honestly recommend you try lap 3 in this level just for the music alone. Either way, once we're able to beat War, we should be able to secure our final key of 19, and that means we can finally see what's behind the mysterious door. Once you've collected all 19 keys from the main levels, a message will appear in the hub world telling you to check out the door in Gustavo's shed. If you try to press up on the mysterious locked door I mentioned earlier, you'll find that it can now be opened, allowing you to enter and see what's on the other side. Alright, let's see what's behind this door. Oh. Wait, a boss fight? Goldface! Wait, what? Yo, wait. It's like, oh my god, that was terrifying. This is Goldface, and he's a secret final boss of this mod. This boss fight is structured very differently from any other boss in the game, and it essentially takes place in one long and continuous lap 3. At the start of the fight, you automatically jump into a pizza portal, or get knocked into it if you're playing as the noise, and this portal teleports you to a short random segment that you must traverse while being chased by Goldface. If you're paying close attention, you may notice that these small level segments look familiar, and that's because they're actually all taken from each of the main levels lap 3s. These aren't just random sections either, as these rooms are specifically comprised of the hardest choke points in each level. At this point, you might be wondering how you're supposed to actually damage the boss. After all, if we touch Goldface at all, we take damage, and it doesn't seem like he ever becomes vulnerable if we just let him chase us. Well, if you look at the top of the screen, you should notice that you can actually get a combo in this fight from killing enemies. Typically, your combo meter is disabled in boss fights in order to prevent you from getting a super taunt and one-shotting the boss, but in this fight, it's become your only way to attack. When you get a combo of 10, Goldface will start flashing, and this is your cue to super taunt him the next time he's within range. Doing this will cause Goldface to take 1 damage and be stunned temporarily, allowing you to potentially stall him to make certain sections easier. Once you super taunt Goldface for the 6th time, you'll see a short ending cutscene where either Peppino screams at him until he runs away or the noise blows him up with a bomb. The only thing left to do now is pick break up his crown and finish the fight. One final detail that I'll mention is that the door to this boss will be colored differently now based on your rank, and beating him without getting hit will of course net you a P rank. That may be the end of the secret keys, but it's far from the end of the actual mod. After all, we've only needed to play through the first 19 main levels to collect every key, but anyone who's played Pizza Tower before will know that there's still another level we can play located after floor 5. That's right, it's time to lap 3 the Crumbling Tower of Pizza. Going into CTOP, I was sort of just expecting a typical lap 3 experience. Just play through the first 2 laps normally and then outrun Pizzaface on the 3rd. So you can imagine my surprise when I entered the lap 2 portal and was met by Pizza Head? Yep, that's right. On this level, lap 2 functions as lap 3, with Pizzaface spawning in a broken state that exposes Pizza Head on the inside. Aside from the fact that you're now being chased by an extremely pissed off Pizza Head, this lap functions the same as every other lap 3, and it's no slouch when it comes to difficulty either. Pizza Head is the same speed as unnerfed Pizzaface throughout the entire lap, and this combined with CTOP's several large winding rooms makes this level at least top 5 difficulty in my opinion. However, this is only the 2nd lap of the level, and according to the title of the mod, there should be 3 laps total. What could possibly follow up this absolute climax of a lap? Lap 3. Oh hell no, what the hell? Oh, what is happening? Oh Jesus. Okay. Oh my god, what is happening? Okay. Tower's really crumbling now. What the hell? Ah! Oh no no. Yo, go! Oh my god. Get me out! Jesus Christ, what is happening? Oh my god. Run, Pepito! Go! Oh no. Oh my god. Right, hey, how you just can't see anything if the fog catches up? Oh, get out! Oh my god, no. Bro, Pepito! Hurry up, boy! Please! Oh my god. Dude! Get out the room! Please! This is terrifying, dude. Come on! Oh my god, it's so fast! Get out of the tower! Ah! Oh my god. Oh. We're so close. Get it! Let's go, dude. Oh my god. The first time I experienced this lap, I was absolutely floored. Pepino outrunning a quickly approaching cloud of debris as the tower literally crumbles behind him is such an insane visual, and actually getting to play through it was like an adrenaline shot straight to my brain. Thankfully, this lap actually contains the only checkpoint in the entire mod, as it would be a bit unreasonable to require a normal player to beat 2 drastically different challenges in a single run, but that doesn't make this lap free by any means. If you travel too far into the fog at any point in the level, you die instantly, and that combined with the fact that this cloud completely covers everything except for Pepino means that if you make a single mistake, it's pretty unlikely you'll be able to recover. However, if you manage to outrun the fog and reach the exit door, the level finally ends, allowing you to breathe a sigh of relief after a nearly 10-minute long run. The medal you get on this level will be different based on how many laps you complete, with exiting after lap 2 netting you a Pizza Head medal and beating lap 3 earning you a complete tower medal. Honestly, if this was the final challenge of this mod, I would be completely fine with it, but as most of you know, there's actually one more level that we still haven't talked about yet. Besides Tricky Treat, but there's nothing new there, so who cares? The real final challenge of this mod can be found in Secrets of the World. Upon entering the level, you might notice that there's an opening in the wall to the left that wasn't there before. Through the opening, there's a small room with a mysterious portal in the center. Jumping into the portal, we finally get to see what all of this is about. Welcome to Lap ? This is essentially just a lap 3 for Secrets of the World with two main improvements. First of all, you get to start directly on lap 3 instead of having to play the level twice first every attempt, which is honestly the only reasonable way to implement this feature. This feature does have the drawback of making you meet the requirements for a P rank while in lap 3 as opposed to being able to collect points in earlier laps, but honestly that's a pretty fair trade-off for an attempt length that's 3 times shorter. Second of all, Pizzaface has been replaced with a messed up looking version of the Secret King from the sound test room. This guy now looks a lot closer to a Picasso painting, and the way he moves reminds me a lot of Mr. Grape from Super Bow Noise. Other than having a different appearance, the Secret King functions exactly the same as normal Pizzaface, with his spawning location having been changed to be the same as Peppino's as opposed to the seemingly random spawns of the base game. There are a couple of rooms where they had to lower the Secret King's speed a bit to make it possible to beat, and you can tell when this happens because the sprite will change into this extra goofy looking squished face. This level is probably the hardest challenge the mod has to offer, but when you eventually beat it, you can sleep easy knowing that you fully completed the mod. Or have you? If you were paying close attention, you might have noticed that I actually got a special cosmetic for beating lap ? However, this wasn't just a piece of clothing like any other mod, this was a crown. Crowns are a new type of cosmetic exclusive to lap 3 Deluxe, and they're awarded for reaching certain very difficult milestones. When you equip a crown, it'll flow above your head similarly to the cowboy hat all the way back in the Sage demo, and I think it's a perfect addition on top of normal clothes. There are 5 unique crowns that you can find, and each of them is earned after completing a specific challenge in the mod. First up is the I Am the Pizza Tower crown, which can be obtained by simply beating every lap 3 with any rank. The next crown, Real Solid Gold, has the exact same requirement, but you have to have completed every lap 3 with at least an S rank. All Gold and All Purple both take place in the Goldface boss fight, and they're awarded when you beat the fight with any rank and a P rank respectively. Finally, the Secret Track Star crown is given when you beat lap ? As we saw earlier. This mod also adds 2 normal clothes, but they're much easier to get, with Lapped Cook being obtained after completing your first lap 3 and Master Chef being awarded after completing a lap 3 P rank. If you manage to obtain every single crown on top of completing every single level with a lap 3 P rank, a typical 101% save file should now read a new max percentage of 104%. Alright, as is tradition in these lab mod reviews, to end off the video I'm gonna quickly showcase all of the small additions and details that didn't really fit into other sections but I still thought were cool enough to be included. First of all, there are new TVs for both Peppino and the Noise when on lap 3, and a special TV of Pizzaface also pops up if he gets close. There are new rank screens for A, S, and P rank lap 3s, with the P rank one having a different background with Peppino and the Noise holding up 3 fingers. On lap 3, the Back to That Guy and Back to That Noise screens have been replaced with 2 far more disturbing pieces of art. The Pig City Taxi cutscene has also been slightly changed on lap 3, with both Peppino and the Noise looking much more impatient. There's a special mod options menu now with options to control the shaders, falling debris, and other random settings. Make sure to turn all the effects to max for the true lap 3 experience. In this menu, there's also an option to enable classic mode, which basically removes all of the fancy new visuals and lets you play a version of the original lap 3 mod. The Noise is still playable in this mode, and his lap 3 now plays the song Pesto Anchovy, which apparently would have been his lapping song if he was around for the original mod. If you taunt at the door during lap 3, you'll actually get 250 points per taunt as opposed to the usual 50, making door taunts now more useful if you need points for a rank. There's a very small chance that upon entering a room, Pizzaface will be replaced with my sleep paralysis demon. What the hell? What is that thing? Speaking of small chances, there's also a 1% chance in Don't Make a Sound that Withered Face will be replaced by Golden Withered Face, complete with a new jump scare that crashes your game. Finally, there's a pizza granny in the practice room that'll say a random piece of dialogue every time you walk in the room, and one of these dialogues happens to reference this guy named Super Booklet? Well, I have no idea who that is, but he sounds really cool, so I think you should subscribe to him. Okay, so usually I'd write a really long conclusion on how good this mod is, but at this point I think the video length speaks for itself. The link to download the mod is in the description, and I want to give a massive shout out to everyone who helped make this masterpiece come to fruition. The developers seem to be very passionate about this project, and for good reason. This is genuinely some of the most fun I've had playing this game in a long time, and I hope this silly little video is able to express that. Anyways, I've been talking for far too long, so I'm gonna end it here. Have fun playing the mod, and I'll see you in the next video.